we got a dance party here at the CatchMark studio with that intro music.
Oh, yeah.
The Montague sideline cheer, members of them at least. I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. This is Media Day for Montague sideline cheer. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We have Addie Dean, correct?
Yes.
Yep, Samantha Beiseisen.
Oh, yeah.
And Chloe Stout. See, I remembered without even looking at my phone. So, but welcome, everybody. So, having a lot of fun here today. What's been the best part of Media Day for you guys so far?
Definitely the videos and the smoke machine. I've seen it on TikTok. I've always wanted to do that.
So what was your move on that in the video? Or do you want to make people wait to see the hype video come out?
Make them wait.
All right. Anyone else? What about you, Samantha?
I like how it's just kind of like another like team bonding thing that we get to do together because it's like a team outing since we have like a smaller team, so we don't have to like haul a whole bunch of people everywhere. So.
Yeah, that's cool. What do you
Yeah,
what do you
I was
think?
going to say
Chloe?
the team bonding, but I love how supportive all the girls are and like cheering each other on. It's really fun having a smaller team.
No, it's really cool, the chemistry you see with that. But before we move any farther, I want you to kind of each introduce yourselves and just tell us a little bit about yourselves. You know, what grade you're in. Obviously, we know you're seniors, but just when you got involved in cheer and what it is that you like the most about it.
All right. I'm Addie Dean. I have been doing like different kinds of cheer since first grade. I did sideline like first through fifth. Then 6th through 8th, I was on a travel competitive cheer. And then I've done competitive and sideline cheer since 7th grade until now.
What about you, Samantha?
So yeah, I'm Sam, and so when I was little, I would watch like all like the cheerleaders and stuff during assemblies, and I'm like, oh, I want to like be one of those girls sometimes. And my mom kept telling me no when I was little, and then after freshman year, I got involved my sophomore year of high school, and it's been nothing but like a blast with like all of the girls, and it's just very like uplifting with everyone, and it's probably like the best part of like my whole like school season.
What about for you, Chloe?
I have been doing cheer since 7th grade, and I'm kind of in the same way that Sam was when she was a kid. I always wanted to do it, but my sister did it, and she hated it. So my mom told me no, and then I joined in middle school, and I've been doing it ever since. I really love it.
Was there ever a point where you guys were nervous to get out there in front of people?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. Like my first year, like doing it, like my first like game was like, because it's always like packed, like the first game, of course, of like the football season, the first home game. So then it's like very nerve wracking because then you're like just learning like the high school like cheers and like how everyone does it, and then you have like seniors with you too, and it's just like a lot.
I still get nervous for them because you never know how the crowd is going to react.
Right. There's been times where the crowd has been mean to us, but they've been very awesome this year.
Yeah.
Love our crowd.
That's good. And then it's homecoming this week, so a little more than normal game. And how much are you guys looking forward to that? And but also, how fun has this week been, or has it been a little busy, a little stressful? What do you say?
It's definitely been like stressful since like a lot of some girls have like been gone and stuff, but it's also a very packed full like Friday and stuff because we also have senior night. So we have homecoming and senior night before like the game and stuff, and it's alumni night. So it's
And
very
the NYFC girls are joining us.
it's very packed like this whole entire like week.
Yeah, it's just been a long week of like teaching the little kids our cheers, teaching the alumni our cheer, figuring out what we're going to do for the assembly. There's lots going on.
Oh, that's cool. And do you guys do competitive too, or not?
I do.
I do.
I do not.
And just for the two that do, what is the what's that? How different is that from sideline cheer?
I would
Very
say extremely
different.
different.
Very, very different.
The conditioning and the warm-ups are pretty much the same, but the actual sport itself is so much different.
Right.
How taxing is that competitive cheer? I mean, I've seen it, and that's pretty intense because you're doing your acts, your routines, but you're doing it with like without showing strain on. I mean, you got to keep smiling and doing all those other things while you're also doing stuff that's very strenuous.
Yeah, she broke a bone 2 years ago during a routine, and she had to just keep on going through it until the very end.
Like, I didn't even cry till I got off the mat. I was like doing a trick and I broke my pinky,
Man.
and it just like snapped, and I was just like,
But she just kept on pushing through for the entire round.
yeah.
So what else do you all three of you like to do outside of school, outside of cheer?
I do school and cheer 5 days a week, and then I have to work every single weekend for the rest of the year. So I don't get a lot of free time, but I work with a lot of my friends, so at least that's worth it, and it's still really fun.
That's cool.
It's pretty much the same thing for me. Except I end work in like October, but on my free times I kind of just like relax since I do so much during like the weeks with school and cheer. So
Now, Sam's been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
So it's her turn. What are the things you like to do outside of
Well,
this?
I'm definitely kind of like on the same boat as like Addie, working on like the weekends and stuff because it's cheer and school 5 days a week. And then I work at Lewis Farm, so I've been there for quite a while and then worked to the end of like October and everything. And then honestly, I just like love getting time like spent with like my family and like friends like during the week because there's really no other time during like the school day to be able to do that, especially with 2 hours of practice and just like all of like the schoolwork that has to like be done.
So I'm gonna have the part now where each of you will talk about the other two for a little bit. So say something really nice and say something that might embarrass them, but don't be too mean with that.
Oh God.
Or funny stories or anything like that.
Okay. Chloe's been my friend since like 4th grade, and we're seniors now. So that's really cool, and I'm really glad that I got her to join cheer in 7th grade because now it's something that we get to do together, getting to share that. And okay, we're just going to go to Sam, who I think is something embarrassing. Sam, I haven't known Sam that long, but in the time that I've known her, I've gotten to like her a lot. She's very nice. Because like at school before knowing her, sometimes you might think she's mean, but she's actually really silly once you get to know her. So I'm really glad I got that chance because that's something I would not have done if it wasn't for this sport. I probably would not have became friends with Sam, you know? So, yeah.
All right, who's next?
I can go. That's honestly probably true, definitely, with kind of like how I'm at school because the coaches always have to get after me for not having a smile on the track and stuff towards like the crowd and everything. But honestly, like it's for like both of them, I've got to like know them so like much like throughout like the cheer season. This year especially getting closer, like Chloe, like we all kind of like have like our own little like chats and stuff. So Chloe and I will be like calling and just kind of, you know, having like a one-on-one like talk and everything. She's just like super funny. I guess like cheer, like with how small it is, brings out everyone's personality. And then like Addie, I didn't realize like how funny she was for like track. She does like this like weird thing like with her voice. It's like this weird like crack, like I don't know, like
she
it goes
calls
like
it like her quack. Like
it's so
like a duck.
weird. Like it's literally like a duck, but it's like so deep. It's like a like weird little like thing.
Can you do that right
Yeah,
now?
do it.
It might be really loud, but
Back
yeah.
I don't
away
care,
from
go
the
ahead.
mic,
Do you want me
away.
to say something with
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Scott.
Scott.
Whoa.
So like
Holy
that's
smokes.
like why I didn't know about her because she would like all of a sudden like during like when it comes colder in like this season she'll like start like coughing then she just would be like like thing like randomly and then I don't know, Chloe just has like a spunky like weird sassy like attitude towards it. Like she does not put up with anyone. So that's probably like the one thing
I
like,
really just say it how it is.
no, like she may just come off sweet and then like during practice they're like, oh, like leave everything like back like at like school and stuff. Oh no, she will just put her 2 cents right into everything.
That's because she's a redhead.
It's always the redheads, the gingers.
I can say that because my mom was a redhead and my middle daughter's a redhead. And they, you know, my middle daughter's sweet as can be, but she'll tell you exactly what's on her mind too.
Oh, she'll
there's
tell-
times, there's moods, there's different times. Times there's really sweet times when she's just going to put it out there.
Oh, that's how she is. If no one does their job, you're done.
I will call it out. I will hold people accountable for everything.
That's good.
Which
You could work at CatchMark.
which we love, but sometimes in the moment it's frustrating, but we do appreciate it in
Yeah.
the long run because she helps us get our crap together.
So what's been some of the highlights, or what are some of the highlights of homecoming week? What are some of the things that are going on?
Pep assembly for sure.
Yeah, that's probably the
That's
big-
probably
That's tomorrow.
wide.
That's Friday.
Friday.
Friday, right? I keep getting my days mixed
That's
up.
probably like
Friday.
the biggest thing because it's the district-wide one. So that means like the elementary school, the middle school will be there. The MAC won't be there this year, but some football players and cheerleaders will be going to interact with them. But it's probably like the biggest highlight because just like seeing everyone's like face and stuff, like we're like a big example and like role model like to them also.
And it just makes you think, like, I remember when I was in the elementary school watching the cheerleaders and being like, oh my gosh, I want to be a cheerleader. Now I'm one of those cheerleaders. So that's just something that's very special.
On a more serious note, what do you say to the people who say sideline cheer is not a sport?
Honestly, especially with how this year is, it's a lot more like we do a lot more like tight like jumps and like conditioning. Like they just think that we're standing on the sideline, looking all pretty, smiling and doing cheers and stuff. But it takes a lot of hard work to get into our stunts, get conditioning, be like tight and everything. Like it's like day in, day out, just like sweating and, hard working throughout. And like they don't realize like how hard like we get like yelled at and just like the amount of like work that like we put into it.
It's very strict, and a lot of the muscles that you need for cheer you don't use on a day-to-day basis, so you have to try and train those and make them strong before you have to go do a jump in front of a crowd, because otherwise it's just gonna not look good.
And then how tough is Coach Allie? Is she a stickler? Is she really tough on you guys?
Well, the past years, like the coaches have been like, oh yeah, like let's just like do these cheers, get into like a regular elevator. No, with her, we haven't been like so tight and like clean throughout like our whole entire like high school cheer season and everything. And let's just say she's like really strict on us. Like if you're like there a minute late, you're automatically a tardy and you have like a punishment.
We've had to run like laps around the track because somebody was late, and
like it's not one punishment for someone, it's the whole team. So like the whole team's in it all together, even if it's not like your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in terms of what would you like people to know about sideline cheering, about what you guys are all about?
Well, adding on to like what they were just saying, like how hard we work, because we do about like 45 minutes of like conditioning every day, or we do like drills, or like the drills and the stretches we do are like painful and uncomfortable, and like we do work hard, and
yeah, even outside of that, like now, like once a week, girls are doing like tumbling, and if you're not doing tumbling, like we're in the weight room for like a good like hour and a half, like each day. Like it's not just showing up, doing cheers. Like we want people to know that like it's definitely like we're putting the same amount of like hard work as like the football team is putting in. Like even if they're just there for 2 hours and going over plays, like we're still putting 2 hours into conditioning, stunting, and like using our muscles like in a way that like they're not.
Yeah, it's kind of like a full-time job. Like we're there for how many, like tons of hours every single week. It varies a lot, but
like it's like 4 hours of practice on like Tuesdays now. So
yeah, and then Fridays we're there for like 6 hours because of the game, and we have to be there early and everything.
You guys got practice after this too?
Yeah.
So you get to have some fun. Not that practice isn't fun. I know coach is listening. But you get to do this, and then it's back to business and getting some work done, huh?
Yep.
Back to business at 5.
And I know we got to get you out of here soon because you got to be out of here by 4:45. But so I'll give you maybe one more closing thought before we sign off on this podcast. We'll start with Addie.
I would like to say that stunting is scary, because I'm a flyer, and a lot of girls don't realize. They're just like, okay, well, how hard could it be? But like when you're in an extension, say for example, you're 6 feet in the air and you're trusting. You have to put your trust into those girls down there holding you up. No matter if you hate them, no matter like what your beef is, if one of them's having a bad day, you have to just trust that they're gonna hold you, and if you fall, you're gonna catch you. They're gonna catch you. And you have to like stand there, even when you feel shaky, you feel like you're gonna fall. Just like keep smiling, even though you might.
Oh yeah.
And that's like the same for like the bases. Like obviously being a flyer is like more scary and like risky and stuff. But like with like basing, I've done a base and a back spot, and I've got sat on like probably like I have no clue, probably like over 20 times like this like last cheer season, especially when girls come back from like concussions and stuff. Getting back into stunting, it's just full on like you just get like the butt to like your face and everything, and then even when like you're basing, like you have like that weight in your hands, and then like they're trusting you to catch them. It's like if they fall to the ground, like that's on you. So
that's how I feel. I'm a base, and I've done all of the positions. I've flown, I've back spot, I've based, and the entire thing is all about trust. If you don't have trust, you're not going to hit your stunt.
Well, thanks a lot, guys, for coming on. You guys did a great job. See, it wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
All right. So everybody that's out there, support these girls. They're working hard, too. They're the smiling faces out there, but they're tough, too, I can tell. So don't just say, oh, it's just the cheerleaders, because they're an important part, getting the crowd pumped up, important piece of that Friday night experience. So make sure you're getting out there and support them. We have Addie Dean, Sam Beisheisen and Chloe Stout. I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet, and this is the Media Day for Montague Sideline Cheer. Have a good night, everybody.